Okay, welcome everyone. So we are working on Delhi Metro automatic delay prediction project today. Objectives of the project is we are going to collect user tweets and we are going to perform text analysis on it. Now, in order to do that, we'll quickly explore what all has been done till now. With respect to our project status, on 16th September, we were done with exploration of delay factors in Delhi Metro, followed by we have started gathering data from Twitter. So now we need to collect users' data, whatever users are tweeting about the delays on Twitter and all other social handles. We are going to collect that information, and I have shared a API with all of you for Twitter handling with pandas, as well as using Tweepy library. So I believe you all have explored this. I have also shared the script to extract data from Twitter for Delhi Metro Delay Prediction System project, and the script link is there. We'll be working on the same script, and today's objective would be that we will identify Delhi Metro delay tweets, we will collect the latest tweets from Twitter, and we will perform pre-processing on this. Okay, this will make our Delhi Metro data ready for analysis. So here I would like to share an image quickly with you so that you all will understand how unsupervised learning is done and how pre-processing is done. So when it comes to unsupervised learning, I believe you all are comfortable with supervised learning, wherein you understand what is structured data. But as you all know, the tweets which we are using, the tweets are unstructured data. Okay. This unstructured data may contain text elements. It may contain punctuation marks. It may contain special characters. Okay. It may contain numbers. It may contain smileys, etc. So a lot of information would be available on Twitter, and different types of data will be available. The only thing is this data will not be structured. So you cannot keep that in a comma separated value format, or you are not going to get a tabular format data. You're going to get a data which is in combination of text, punctuation marks, special characters. This will also have smileys. This will also have English stop words and etc. Okay. Now, how our machine is going to understand this information, that is what is our biggest objective. So when it comes to pre-processing unstructured data, there are 4 stages. First stage is you have to assemble data, then you have to pre-process data, you have to perform data exploration, and finally you are going to build the model. Okay, these are the 4 stages which you need to do. Now, from where can you collect the data? When it comes to data assembly, it is not just that we can collect data from Twitter. Instead, in case if there is a direct communication, let's say between a call center, or else if there is an online chat going on, you can collect that data. You can collect data from inferred behavior, what actions customers are taking and where. So this means you can collect data from feedback forms, you can collect data from email, you can collect data from SMS services, you can collect data from WhatsApp, you can collect data from websites, you can collect data from mobile phone. Along with, you can also collect data from social network. Okay. Now, one thing you all need to understand, Delhi Metro is a public convenience system. Now, what happens is all the people, those who stay here, what they do, they travel through Delhi Metro at different places. Now, as you all know, in Mumbai, we are going to have a Delhi Metro. Calcutta, we already have a metro from a very long time. There is a new metro is going to start approximately by 5 October at the Dwarka side, I believe. We'll quickly check back the new line which is going to start shortly. So now, in order to reach out to people, Delhi Metro does not contain any database of users. This means if you want to travel through Delhi Metro, you don't need to register anywhere. You may buy a token, you can purchase the token and you can travel in Delhi Metro. So Delhi Metro people does not have any option to inform any news back to the consumer. What they generally do, they make they take help from news, from media channel, and they specify their information on social networks, on Facebook, on Twitter, where all the people, mostly people are available. So now what happens is there is an official Twitter handle of Delhi Metro, which is official DMRC. Official DMRC release all the public information on Twitter. Now from this Twitter official DMRC channel or handle, all other news channels collect the information. Now those news channels, once they collect the information, they share the information to all the people. So let's say if I follow a news Twitter handle, or if I follow Aaj Tak News or any other news, so I'm going to get information about Delhi Metro from either from the news channel, or else from the news websites, or from the news blogs, or else from the news Twitter handle, or maybe if I'm following official DMRC, we are going to get that information. So now we have thought of a plan that why not we should solve this problem of users. So what you can do is you can make an application. This application is going to collect information about all the social tweets about Delhi Metro which is happening, the tweets coming from DMRC, tweets coming from individual people, tweets coming from websites like news channels and news websites. So we can collect information from there. Okay. Once we collect that information, we can structure the information appropriately. We can extract meaningful information out of it, and then we can inform the users. So all the people, those who have downloaded our mobile application, we have their information available. We can quickly push a notification. We can also suggest them alternate routes. We can also suggest them various offers and various things which is available on Delhi Metro. So that could be a better experience for the people. So this is something we are planning to work on. So now, once you guys are collected with data, now you already know, in case if you have a website, if you have collected the data in a CSV format, you can quickly read that in Python. If you have an SMS or if you have any type of data, you can quickly read that. And the concept which we are implementing is the Twitter concept initially. Later, we are going to search other social media as well as Facebook also. Okay. So once you collect this information, okay, once you collect unstructured information, if I just tick here, if you collect information from various different sources, collectively, this information is known as a corpus. So unstructured data is generally known as a corpus. Okay. Now what you can do with the corpus? In order to extract meaningful information from the corpus, you need to perform data pre-processing. This is what is required. Okay. So in order to perform data pre-processing, there are certain stages which you need to implement. The first stage is, since you are going to get a lot of text from Twitter, there can be words which may be written in uppercase, which may be written in lowercase, or which may be written with a false format. So what you need to do is, suppose, I would like to give you an example. Suppose if somebody has written a message, I don't like metro, let's say. Okay. So this is one message. Let's say there is another tweet, somebody written, I like metro. Okay. So now, as you all can see, like is not equal to like initially, because both have different ASCII values. So if you perform analysis initially, this will be treated as two different words. Okay. So now what we need to do, we need to convert these words into lower text. So there is a function known as lower function within which you can pass your tweet. And once you are done that, passing the tweet, both these keywords like and like will become like equal to like. So then they both will be treated as the unique, the same keyword. So if we pass it as a tweet to lower, if we pass it as a tweet to lower, both of these will be equivalent. Okay. So I believe you all understood what does this mean. So first step would be, you are going to lower this text, and further you're going to remove numbers in case if it is required. You're going to remove punctuation marks from this. You can remove English stop words from here. Okay, you can create your own stop words and you can delete them. You can also delete strip. You can strip the white spaces out of it. And finally, what you can do is you can perform stemming and lemmatization. So what stemming and lemmatization can do? If somebody has written a word whose meaning is not available in the dictionary, we can reach out back to the root word and we can understand what does that mean. And finally, we are going to sparse the terms, and we are going to create a document term matrix for analysis. Okay. Now, in unsupervised learning, what exactly we need to do? We need to have a document term matrix. Using this document term matrix, we can perform the following options. We can make the following options, like we can make frequency terms, we can create a word cloud, we can create co-occurrence plot, so as to understand the meaning, what is actually happening. Later, we can proceed further with advanced analysis, wherein we can perform clustering, we can perform classification, we can perform sentimental analysis, as well as we can perform deep learning in order to grab most out of it. Okay. So how will we do that? Let's have a look. If you guys have any questions till now, please ask me on chat. Any questions? Please ask me on chat. Okay. Now, so in case if there is no question, let's proceed further. So as you all know, we are going to perform this analysis. Let us just quickly clear that. Okay. Yeah, so there is a question, will the tweets be updated? I have got a question, will the tweets be updated automatically? No, the tweets will not be updated automatically. You need to write a loop wherein you can send a request after every second or after every 1 minute, let's say, to the Twitter, and you can quickly check the count. In case if the count changes, then you can perform another process. You can add the last tweet which came, you can add it onto the terms, and then you can perform that analysis. So there's going to be an automatic request, which will be, this will be an asynchronous request, which will be connecting to Twitter after every 1 second or let's say 1 minute, and you're going to extract the information out. Okay, so that's what is required. You can write an asynchronous program using when you will be writing a web application using Django or else using any other programming language. You can write an asynchronous request. This asynchronous request will communicate to Twitter, and as soon as the tweet count changes, you are going to get that tweet captured from the last index of your list, and then you can sync it onto your main tweet list where you are going to perform data pre-processing. Now, so let's see, we are going to do all that automation task in our next sessions. Today, we are going to understand how we can perform this data pre-processing techniques over the data which we collected. So let me quickly take you back to our code for Delhi Metro Twitter. So we have created this script, Delhi Metro Project Twitter, wherein you guys all got to know that you all can import Tweepy. You can use tweepy.streaming. You can import stream listener. You can import authentication handler, which will authenticate you with Twitter. You can import stream. You can import pandas so that you can collect the data and you can keep that on a pandas data frame. Post that, you have to specify your access token secret, consumer key, consumer secret. I have already told you how you can quickly grab your consumer key and consumer secret from Twitter. You can go to apps.twitter.com. You can register for a new project. You can get the access tokens from there. And once you got the access token, you can call this function OAuth handler. You can provide the consumer key and consumer secret. Over this authentication, you can set the access token. Once you set the access token, you can provide the values of access token and access token secret, and you can execute tweepy.api. This will authenticate you from Twitter, and once you get authenticated, you're going to get an authentication object API. Using this authentication object API, you can quickly perform a search, or you can quickly read a tweet from any user's timeline. Now, once you got this information, what we have to do, you have to fetch certain tweets. So there is a function API.search wherein you can pass Q parameter. Q stands for query. In this query, you can pass a list of keywords for which you would like to search the tweets. So these keywords will be searched within the tweets. So if a tweet contains any keyword like Delhi Metro or delay, then that tweet will be fetched out, and you can quickly get the result type could be recent, whatever the recent tweets are available. In case if you want to remove this parameter, delay type, result type recent, you can remove it so that you can collect all the tweets. Okay. You can get language, you can get counter. Let's say I would like to get 1,000 tweets from Twitter, and then I can print the number of tweets which would be collected. Okay. So let's execute all these stages step by step. I'm connected to my cell. I'm going to execute tweetp. I've got all these libraries imported. I have authenticated with Twitter. Once my authentication is done, now I would like to check how many tweets I'm going to get. So once I run that, you can see that recently or with the last time frame, we have got 7 tweets available. So once we got 7 tweets available, now you can quickly print those tweets. Okay. To print those tweets, I have saved all the tweets after executing search function in a variable known as fetch tweets, and I am executing a for loop now. So for each tweet in fetch tweets, I would like to print the ID of the tweet and the text of the tweet. Okay, so that's what we're going to print in. Once we do that, you can see that once I run this code, we are going to get the dates. We are going to get the tweets. So one tweet we have got here. The tweet ID is something like this, and the tweet text is something like this. You have just made Delhi Metro into railways, something like that. Official DMRC and Delhi people saw more than 10,000 metro delay services, and a lot other tweets have been fetched out. Okay. So once you can see, once you've got all these tweets fetched out, now you can go to the bottom and you can quickly create a function known as populate tweet data frame. So we are going to read all the tweets, and from every tweet, we are going to fetch certain information out. So we created a data frame, which is a 2-dimensional size mutable data structure. Over this 2-dimensional size mutable data structure, what we did, we have executed a function wherein we fetched the tweet ID and the tweets. Out of this information, we have actually extracted the ID, we have extracted the text, and we have saved that into a text column. We have extracted retweeted value. We have saved that into retweeted. We have fetched the location value, the user location. We stored that into place. Then we got user screen name. We have stored that into screen name. This is the official Twitter handle. So we collected all this information. We got friends count, followers count, verified user. So with the friends count and followers count, you can quickly identify if there are very high followers, then that user could be a very popular user. And in case if he is verified, if he is popular, then he could be a big influencer. Okay. So you can follow the influencer so as to identify authentic information coming on social network. Now, once we are done with that, we are going to call this function. We are going to pass all the tweets which we collected from Twitter. And finally, once we run this, you're going to get a data frame somewhat like this. Okay. So in this data frame, if you guys observe, you have the Twitter ID, you have got the text, you have got whether this tweet is retweeted or not, from what place this tweet came on, what is the screen name of the user, is the user verified, how many followers it has, and the friends count. So now, as you can see, with respect to the tweets which we have got, there is one verified user which has the screen name Yahoo India. It would be a Yahoo news service. So we got this information from Delhi Metro's yellow line had a delay. So there is the delay keyword identified. And this channel has approximately 68,984 followers. Okay. So once you do that, you have got this information collected from Twitter. Now what we need to do? Now we need to start pre-processing. Okay. So I have shown you an image here that you can perform data pre-processing over this data. To perform data pre-processing, there is a library. We call this library as NLTK. Okay. You need to import NLTK. And what is NLTK? NLTK is natural language processing toolkit. Okay, this is known as natural languages processing toolkit. So this you can utilize in order to perform these operations. So NLTK is capable of removing numbers, punctuations, English stop words if you want to create any custom stop words, white spaces. You can perform stemming lemmatization so as to get to the root word. You can generate sparse terms, and finally you can create document term matrix. Okay, so all these processes you can quickly do that with NLTK library. Now, once you have done, let's see how we are going to use this NLTK today. So we'll go here, we'll go back to Delhi Metro project. What you can do now is you can import NLTK, you can download NLTK, and once you type popular, so all the latest libraries like the following libraries, including CMU Dictionary, Gazetteers. So CMU Dictionary is your Carnegie Mellon University Dictionary, wherein all the English keywords are available. Then Genesis, Inaugural, Reviews, a lot of things are available. Okay, Shakespeare, Stop Words, Tree Bank, a lot of great libraries which can help you process NLTK will be downloaded. Okay, so let's see how you are going to do that. Once you run this cell, you're going to get all these files downloaded on Google Collaboratory. Once you guys got this, now we are going to see how you're going to perform this process. Okay. So in order to perform this process, you need the first thing what we need to do. Okay. So if we quickly check back the image, the first thing which you need to do is you need to convert that into lowercase. Okay. So for the project, what I did, I took some import. First, I've imported an NLTK so that I can perform natural language processing. I've imported string. This will help me get the stop words. I will use stop words from here. So string has, okay, punctuations. I will use punctuations here. Then I have got a corpus library using which I'm going to use this for removing stop words from the data. Okay. And using this, I'm going to remove punctuations. Clear? Now what happens is, one more library you would be needing, tweet tokenizer. So what does that mean? I'll tell you. The very first step which you would be doing is, you're going to read a tweet, convert into lower text, and once you're done that conversion, then what you can do after conversion, you have to tokenize. Okay. Now, what do you mean by tokenize? Tokenize means get each word from text out. Okay. So you can fetch each word or sentence from the text. Now, how would that be helpful? So if you have got a word, you can understand what is the meaning of the tweet, whether it contains delay, from which metro station to what metro station it would be moving. All that information you will be able to collect. Okay. So in our project, we will be using word tokenization, and TweeP, actually we do have in NLTK, we have a tweet tokenizer. Okay. There's a function, there is a class known as tweet tokenizer, which can actually fetch tweet words out of your complete Twitter message. Okay. So we're going to use this and we are going to perform this analysis. So let's have a look how you're going to do that. So let's get back. We'll get back to our project, Delhi Metro. So now what are you going to do? So first of all, you have got all the tweet data stored here. So this is my tweet data, which I've got. This is my tweet data where I have all the information collected. Now out of this tweet data, I would like to quickly filter only the text columns out. Okay. So I have read from this tweet data, from the text column, I will read each tweet. Okay. And using a string.lower function, I'm going to convert this tweet into a lowercase. So in case, if I have a word let's say if I have a word like, or if I have a word like, both of these words will be treated as equal. Okay. So what we'll do, we're going to pass this like to lower, this like also lower, and now they both will become equal to each other. So the first step in performing pre-processing is to convert your text data into lowercase, so that there will be no same words will not be treated as different words in case if they are written with different uppercase and lowercase format, in case if there is any punctuation sign used between them. Okay. Now, so once you have done that conversion, the second thing what you will do, you are going to get each word fetched out of the tokens, out of the lower tokens. Okay. So how will we do that? So for this, what we have done, we have imported tweet tokenizer. This tweet tokenizer we have imported from a library known as nltk.tokenize. Okay. You can quickly write this function from nltk.tokenize and you can import tweet tokenizer. So once you have got this tweet tokenizer, what next you can do? You can filter each word out of the tweet. Okay. Let's see how we are going to test that. So I'm going to test this. Let me just comment all other print statements which I do have. Okay. Here. So I'll be working on this. So let me just run this cell. Now once I run this cell, you can see that you had a complete tweet, and the complete tweet says you have just made Delhi Metro into railways, congrats, now something tweet was there. So what we did, we have converted all these tweets into tokens. Okay. And what do you mean by a token? So this is a token. You have just made, so all these words have been filtered out. Okay. Can you see that? All these are tokens. Now, there is a problem. Words are fine, but what we do have, we have a dot character here. We have an exclamation mark here, which my computer may not be able to understand. What is the meaning of that? Okay. So now what we need to do, we need to remove the punctuations out. Okay. So there is a library known as string, which contains all the punctuation marks. In case if you want to specify any custom punctuation, you can do that. So these things are known as punctuation marks, which we are going to remove by writing a simple list comprehension. Okay. So this is what we are going to do. Now, let me just clear that. And before I execute this code, I would like to quickly show you what string punctuation is. So I'm going to add a new code cell. Let me just keep it upside just to show you guys what does it has. So I'm going to import string. And if you would like to see print string dot punctuation, if I print that, you can see that all these punctuation marks are listed. Okay, can you see that? You will be able to remove all these punctuation marks. In case if you don't have a list here, you can actually modify string.punctuation with your own custom punctuation mark. So in case if any symbol, any of these symbol appears in the tweet, we are going to remove that out. Okay. Now, so once you got to know about that, what we are going to do now, the step would be, the first step was convert text to lowercase, tokenize the words so that you can get each and every word out. Now you're going to remove the noise from the tweets, and punctuations are known as noise. Okay. So what we're going to do, we're going to write a simple list comprehension. So as you all know, we have already done list comprehensions, wherein we have 3 elements here. The first element we have here is the words which you want to extract. Okay, so this is the data. So you're going to have elements out of a list. You're going to read all the tokens in a keyword known as word. Now, once you're done with that, second thing which we'll do, we will be able to specify a condition. So next we have this condition. This condition is known as if word not in string dot punctuation. So you're going to reach every word. So now what will happen? Let me just draw that for you. So you're going to read every token into word, okay? And you're going to check if this word is not in the punctuation. So now when you will reach to this dot, okay? So this dot will be available in string dot punctuation, hence the condition will not be true. So this dot will not go into this word and it will not be added onto the list, okay? So this won't be done. This won't be done because the condition will not be true, because this dot is contained within string dot punctuation. Hence, using this list comprehension, finally, you're going to get a list of words out which are not contained in punctuation marks, okay? And they are going to be added onto a list, and we are going to call them as denoise tokens, okay? The tokens without noise. So let me just comment this and let me just print that for you so that you guys will get to know. Once I run that, so you can see that now this time out of a message you have just made Delhi Metro into railways, congrats, stations, news are not, all these words have been filtered out. Okay, they have got all these words filtered out, but you have got the dots and the special symbols removed. If you would like to see the original tweet, I have clicked here and I would like to show you that. Okay, let me just see that. Oh, maybe the tweet may not be visible. Not an issue. We'll quickly check another one. Maybe, sorry, that page doesn't exist. I think I need to log into Twitter. I'll check that. What is that? How is that happening? So now, so let's come back to the point. Okay, so @official is good because @official is your Twitter handle. You need to pass it. Okay, so @official is an appropriate word. In case if you would like to remove from any idle, you won't be able to figure out that is it a handle or is it a word. So it's a good idea that should be concatenated to the word, because we should be able to find out the channel or the screen name of the account. Okay. Now, so once you guys are done with that, the next thing you will be doing is in your Twitter, there are various stop words like are, not, is, the, okay, of. So these keywords doesn't have any value. Okay. So these are known as stop words. So what we need to do, we need to remove these stop words out as well. Okay. So there is a library known as nltk.corpus, which contains these stop words. You can import stop words, and again, you can write a list comprehension wherein what you can do, you can read all the words. Let me just type that here. You can read all the words available in the denoise tokens. So all these tokens will be read. Okay. Then what will happen? Each of these word will go here. Let's say each of these word will go here, and it is going to be checked whether this word is there in stop words or not. Okay, whether this word is listed in stop words or not. So since the is a keyword which is a stop word, so the condition will go false, and this keyword the will not be added into the list. Okay, I believe you all remember how list comprehensions are done. Okay, so when it comes to list comprehensions, we have these three segments which I've already told you. One is your elements, second is your condition, and third is your operation. And finally, you add everything to a list. Okay. So once you got this, now we are going to quickly check back the stop words, removal of the stop words. So once we run this now, you can see that now all those words like are, is, the, that have been removed. And you have you are only left with appropriate words which has a meaning, and you're going to identify the information. Okay. So these are the processing techniques when you have to extract information out of Twitter. This will be known as the pre-processing techniques. Okay. So as I've already told you, you guys are done with the following stuff like numbers, punctuation marks, English stop words. You can define any of your stop words in a list and you can check back if this word is not in this list, then you don't want to add it into your list. So that is an easy stuff. You can do that, write comprehension. Then you can remove white spaces with strip. Again, it's a list comprehension, or else you can quickly write that, get the word out of the list, strip the words, and again add it onto the list. So that you can do. Now, so these are removing techniques. Now, I would like to show you one further thing, okay, which is very important when it comes to pre-processing. Now here, somebody has written congrats, okay. Now, what do we mean by congrats? I can understand what congrats is. I can understand what cleaned is, but my computer will not be able to understand it as a word, okay. So now we need a technique so that we can make computer understand this keyword. So congrat, the actual word, we have to identify the root word of congrats. For example, let's say you have this word cleaned. So the actual root word for this word cleaned is going to be clean. So clean is a word which has a meaning, and that meaning is listed in dictionary, which we can identify. But what may happen, computer will not be able to understand what cleaned is, okay? So to perform this operation, the operation from going from an X word to its root word is known as stemming and lemmatization, okay? Which is a very important concept in machine learning. So now you guys need to understand how stemming, lemmatization, and sparse terms has to be. Stemming and lemmatization is very important, which we will be discussing in the next session, okay? So we need to understand how stemming and lemmatization will be done. For this, we will be using a library, and this library is a Wordnet library. You all can explore that here. So here's the library, Wordnet, a lexical database for English. Now, over this Wordnet library, you can search for any keyword. Let's say I would like to search for congrats. Okay. Maybe there will be the documentation or use Wordnet online. Here is the link, use Wordnet online. Okay. So let me just share that link with all of you on the Trello card. Okay. And here, for stemming and lemmatization, use Wordnet. Okay, so you guys will be using Wordnet library. Let me just show you. So if I type the word cleaned, okay, and if I search this word, so now you can see that there is no word in the dictionary known as cleaned. Okay, there is no word as cleaned. But what Wordnet is capable of, Wordnet is capable of reaching to the root keyword. Okay, so this means you're going to, let's say, if you have specified something like clean, so you will reach out to the root keyword clean. You can understand what is the meaning. So this means making something or cleaning something, and you will be able to understand the example that may clean by removing the dirt, filth, or unwanted substances. So using this dictionary, we can make the computer understand what could happen or what is the root word of the word written. Okay. So this is going to be, it will take another class to make you understand what is stemming and lemmatization. So we'll do that in the next session. Okay. So if you guys have any queries, please push me on chat. I believe this is clear and you all understood how you can perform pre-processing, which is a very important step in performing machine learning on unstructured text. Okay. The script is available on your Trello card. All the participants, those who are watching it on YouTube, you all can reach out to our official website, hackwither.in. Over hackwither.in, you can quickly reach out to contact us page, okay, which is the last page on our website. You can reach out to contact us. And in case if you face any query, you can reach out to the last here. Okay, or else I will go to the menu and I'll go to contact us like that. So here, you can reach out to us. You can communicate to us over any of the contact handles. You can reach out to our offices at Hackwither, Rohini, Noida, Canada, or else you can push your messages on Talk to Mentor, or else you can quickly push your messages on WhatsApp or Facebook also. So that's how it works. Thank you guys. Thank you everyone for being available today. And if you guys have any queries, instead of posting your queries on YouTube, it would be better if you can reach out to our website and push your queries on Talk to Mentor. We will be able to help you out with your queries. And if you guys, all the participants, those who are connected with me, if you have any queries, we'll check. Okay, so sir, what at official? I have already told you about what can remove the officials. We gotta remove smileys too. Yeah, we will be able to remove the smileys, as well as how will we store imported data? There will be a big amount of tweets and comments. Yeah, definitely. So you will be capturing all this data on a big data Hadoop platform. That's why you guys have installed Hadoop. Hadoop is capable of storing big data on a cloud network wherein each block of data is 128 MB. So you can store very high piece of very big data, a very large amount of data you can store on Hadoop, as well as when you access that data, the operation is pretty fast because on every CPU cycle, you get 128 MB block read and you grab that information. Okay. So that was all about today's Delhi Metro project on delay prediction. We have done our concepts on collection of user tweets and performing the text processing. Stay tuned and catch us on Thursday. Thank you everyone for being available.